transport platform's route is blocked by rubble. Partner, help buy us some time. Good job. Now we can get off the mountain. A black-tide creature. A dawn cloud. Oh no. The people in the city. We must find out where they've breached the city from. Privy, please hold on till we get back. Anyone who dares stand in our way will get a taste of Dawnmaker's edge.
Green forth, gleam of old days. Stream forth, the gleam of old blades.
Over there! Kephali's core flame is being kept in the center of the council. We must retrieve it and bring it back to the vortex of Genesis. Right. Worst case scenario, we need to be prepared to return Kephali's core flame. If the end is indeed upon us, we no longer have time to investigate the truth behind the miracle. We'll have to trust that Professor Anax's hypothesis is the only option. Apologies, Aglaia. I promised you that I would leave the choice of Era Nova to the people of Amphorians. But I'm afraid there's no room for doubts now. Her will to heal the world is so strong. We'll definitely sense it if she's succeeded.
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades.
Oh, Skyfather Kephali, please forgive these ignorant and lowly children of humanity. They are so utterly naive that they think of the golden-blooded heretics as deliverers. This blood-red sky and the raging flames and demons throughout the land will purge their foolishness.
Kindness.
Lord Deliverer, why don't you join me in praying to the benevolent Kephali? Cast your eyes on this ravaged land. All of this, sins committed by you, blasphemous heretics.
Danhang is right. My sword yearns to end your pathetic life. But to a cornered dog like you, the most deserving punishment is to personally witness the Chrysos heirs fulfill their mission. Only then will you truly know how meaningless and foolish your past transgressions were.
fulfill your mission. Kevali's core flame is long lost to the winds. How will you fulfill the prophecy?
She's gone completely mad, to the point where she's just spewing nonsense. For the longest time, Kevali's core flame has been worshipped here. Only core members of the Council of Elders know how to activate the core flame casket. No, there's no need for such trouble. Professor Anaxa taught me more than just what was in the textbooks. During his time at Dawn Cloud, Professor Anaxa conducted surveys in various areas. I still remember the words he used. I hope it works. All-knowing Father who bears the world, please share a glimpse of your merciful gaze with me. Cast down the Titan's fire that hangs at the pinnacle of the world, for your devout creations to behold. It worked. One step left to undo its arcane seal. Partner, I may require your strength again. Take the core flame and let's hurry down the mountain. Donhung, can you use the spirit water art again? Is this also a result of the black tide? Looks like all we can do is sprint down the mountain.
You all thought I completely lost my mind. If the core flame was never tampered with and has always remained here untouched, you all think I wouldn't have the power to take it away?
Calm down and think carefully.
I'll do my job. So you need to make sure you don't die before you pay me.
There's no need to worry about the core flame's whereabouts. Let's just descend the mountain.
No need to worry? But...
Before setting off to defeat Aquila, I entrusted Miss Cipher with the task of protecting Kefali's core flame while we were gone. by any means necessary. If the core flame isn't here, that means she must have done something to it. In other words, she fulfilled her duty using her own means. We just have to focus on getting to the vortex of Genesis. And Cypher will meet us there. Friends, we have no choice other than to trust her. If the nearest ritual basin is 10,000 paces away, then what we have to do is to run in that direction and hope she meets us after 1,000 paces. If she doesn't show up, we will keep going and trust that we will see her at 2,000 paces. 3, 4, 5,000. I will keep hoping with the same resolve all the way until she shows up in front of us with her usual rebellious attitude. She will be no exception. But before that, we must survive and break through this siege.
I'm on it. I choose you!
Again?
Nothing major. Eternal The dead return! Receive divinity.
Don't worry, it's just a scram.
Trust me. We can do anything!
Please root here.
Let's settle this. Bloom. Breaks
Free will,
over.
or was it still waters of oblivion?
Okay. Embrace a new life.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
May death protect us!
Eternal The dead return!
Destined for oblivion.
As you wish.
Receive divinity.
Don't worry, it's just a scram.
You can do it!
Root here.
Another journey begins on the still waters of oblivion.
Embrace a new life.
Trust me. We can do anything!
Life is darkness with me. That hurts a bit.
I'm on it.
May death protect us!
It's done. Let's go. Perhaps. But as a cleaner, She was willing to absorb a millennium of identities and memories for an objective that hasn't changed in that time. Let's go. It's time to leave this place.
Everyone, can we run faster? I've got a bad feeling.
In the end, they still showed up. No. Now is not the time. I've been waiting for a chance to face them head on. But not now. If we take the fight here, then lose, the consequences would be irreversible. Come on. We have to get out of here. Keep running and never turn back.
Scream forth, the gleam of old blades. Scream forth, gleam of old blades. Don't forget to let your friends in on the action. Scream forth, gleam of old blades.
They will catch up to us sooner or later. Keep running. Don't stop.
It's him! Lord Phainon!
Dusk has descended as ordained.
Clones, illusions. Nothing but cheap tricks to help you hide in the shadows.
The sky has returned to its rightful place. This world must...
What are they talking about?
The end you seek is also the miracle of Genesis. If so, you should be standing alongside the Chrysos heirs. Why do you hinder us, Flame Reaver?
Dusk has descended as ordained. Must reset.
In the end, direct confrontation was inevitable. We shoulder the fates and futures of too many people. We will not fall here!
Leave this to Casters and me!
Over here! is really close.
It's too early to relax. The Flame Reaver is a master in the art of deceit. Even Mighty may not be able to restrain them. I never thought I would leave him alone on the battlefield twice. But now isn't the time to be thinking about this.
Protect us! Sky Father, save us!
The Black Tide creatures are threatening the people. We can't just stand by and watch. Let's end this quickly. That rainbow barrier.
Bloom.
I shall remember this
Eternal
one.
The dead return!
Another destiny for oblivion.
Nothing
You two
major.
ahead as you wish. Wilt hear.
Receive divinity.
Embrace a new life.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Reach the end of the story in your own.
Everyone, you're all safe. For now.
Thank you, Lord Phainon.
It is someone else who deserves your thanks. Those Black Tide creatures just now couldn't breach this barrier. This energy feels familiar. Like the luminous arts that Hyacinth uses to treat people. But it is much more powerful. Yeah. Citizens! My companions and I can't stay long. Before reinforcements arrive, please do not step out of this barrier. This is a miracle left by the demigod Hyacinth. Please trust her conviction.
Miss Hyacinth has also become a demigod, like Lady Aglaya? We understand. We will not leave her protection until you return, Lord Phainon.
I won't make empty promises. I might not be able to return in the near future. But even if there's no perfect solution, I will make a choice that fulfills this mission. Cortonis! Quick! Let's go check on him! Cortonis! Hang in there!
Returned, Phainon. Burning the holy city is. To resist, I did all I could.
You shouldn't be on the front line at your age, Grand Craftsman. Where are the citizens? What's the situation at Marmorial Market?
Organizing their escape. The holy city guards are. But where to flee to, no one knows. Descended from the sky, the rainbow barrier did. Protected people, but alleviated the fear it could not.
I fear this is Amphorius' end, Cortonis. There is only one way to save our home.
Finally come true. The Sky Father's prophecy. Go for miracle. Deliverer, you shall become. One more thing there is waiting at the vortex of Genesis. Lady Phainon is. Kefali's core flame is safe, she said.
Phainon.
Urgent. The situation is. Leave them to me. The monsters. Died. I should have kept me here. The power of the rainbow light did. But if destined, inescapable death is, why not leave behind some glory?
You've been forging nothing but glory your entire life, old friend. For others, and for yourself. May you never see the slightest glimpse of war in the New World. Farewell, Grand Craftsman. Let us depart to the Chrysos Air's baths.
For battle, these hands were not meant. But if to protect the holy city's future, they are needed. To the final moment, I will fight!
Cartona said that Phainon had news of the core flame. As expected, Miss Cypher did not fail her mission.
These buildings. I can feel it. Their memories are dissipating. Yes, the textures of memories are preserved within all things in Amborius. Even a single brick or tile holds countless traces of the past.
There are no citizens trapped here, nor any signs of black-tide creatures. We have no reason to linger here. Let's head downstairs. The bath chamber isn't far away.
To us? Don't tell me that Mighty...
Dunhung, you... You better keep your word, Danhung. You cannot die here. Follow me.
Lord Phainon! Finally! You're all back!
Even in such desperate times, you still managed to keep your promise to me.
Phainon, what is this?
The Flame Reaver is wreaking havoc in the city, and they still have many clones. Zeph, please get someone to inform Kratos, and have him lead the most elite guards to defend the city's passages. Until I complete the core flame ritual. Please, do everything you can to rescue the citizens in the city.
Understood, Lord Phainon.
Nemazity, several citizens are trapped in the Garden of Life and are temporarily seeking refuge under Hyacinth's barrier. Can you dispatch someone to evacuate them? Though, I also don't know where to shelter them.
Leave this to us, Lord Phainon. Just focus on your own mission.
All right. As for the two Trailblazers, I'll also leave them to you. My apologies, partner. I acted on my own this time. I prepared for the worst before the fight against Aquila. Even if there came a day when Okhema was taken by the Black Tide. As long as we defeated Aquila, lifting the sky's curse, you and Don Hung would at least have a chance to get home safely. Yes, I knew you'd object, so I didn't inform you beforehand. My apologies. I know this is hard to accept, but even if it means being resented for the rest of my life, I still have to be responsible for you. Friend, you and Don Hung taught me the spirit of trailblazing. The best decision I ever made in my life was when I followed my intuition and chose to trust you. Don Hung told me many stories about the adventures of the Nameless. Two of them left a deep impression on me, Belobog and Penacony. The first story taught me that the fate of a world should be in the hands of its people. And even if the Nameless are willing to risk everything for an unfamiliar world, in the end, you still have to embark on a new journey and go to the next world that needs saving. Because that's your mission. The path you follow. In the second story, Don Hung told me about the few Nameless who sacrificed their lives for the prison world. I know very well that the two of you are willing to make the same choice for Amphorius. After hearing those stories, I made up my mind. I won't let your journey end here. Somewhere beyond the sky, where Amphorians have never reached, there are many people waiting for you to come home. The prophecy has always remained shrouded in ambiguity. Even if the 12th core flame is returned, no one knows how the Era Nova will manifest, let alone if the miracle will extend its favor to two visitors from beyond the sky. Before stepping into a fate unknown, the last thing I can do is help you return to your family.
Please, don't worry. Lord Phainon has already entrusted Elder Lygus to fix your transport. Lady Trinan's Sentry Gate is open on the main street outside Okhema's walls.
I'm sorry for making such an unreasonable request of you all. But we live in an imperfect age, where there is never a perfect choice. Every one of us has the right to make our own choices. If you can't accept my decision on your behalf, then use your choice to open up a new path. That's what you're best at, right? Regardless, Dunhung is still holding on for his life. Don't keep him waiting too long. Partner, one day I hope we will reunite under the constellations. When that time comes, we can hold a belated victory feast. How about that? The spirit water has dried up. Blast. Why is nothing going right? Calm down. There might be another way in. The closest ritual basin, the other chrysospheres.
Snowy.
Trinan! I thought you'd be waiting at the vortex of Genesis. Are you alright?
When Okhema's night descended, all the spirit water dried up along with it. We anticipated that you'd be on edge, so we came ahead to wait for you.
You've always been the ones who knew me best. Kavali's core flame. You know where it is?
Yes. Little Syphie protected the core flame well. No one would be able to guess where she stashed it. Bartolos, you can come on out.
I don't have to pretend to be an envelope anymore! That was suffocating.
Bartolos? What in the world?
Hey, you better watch your tone, brat. That core flame that the entire world is after is currently nestled in the depths of my bottomless tummy!
This certainly was unexpected.
Huh? Your reaction's too composed. It's completely different from what I was anticipating.
Bartolos, Snowy still doesn't know the truth behind Okhema's eternal daylight.
You're right. Well, then you'd better strap in and listen up, brat. That girl Cyphera spun a grand lie that deceived all of Amphorius. She tricked all of you into believing that that giant ball on Kefali's back would cast light over Okhema forever. Not just that. She even managed to pull that dumb ascension trial and allowed me, the great Zagreus, to survive! Hey, Brad, you still no reaction from you? Yeah, dang it. You're no fun at all.
So for the last 1,000 years, what maintained Okhema's eternal daylight was not Kefali's miracle, but Cypher's lie, woven using the divine authority of trickery. But now, the lie has come undone. Which means...
Well, you didn't guess wrong. Cyphera has already passed, and all her lies have scattered to the winds like ash.
But you just said you, Zagreus, relied on Cypher's lie to keep living. If she is already...
Guess you're not as smart as I thought, Pat. Don't forget, I'm one of the 12 Titans of Amphorius. And this core flame in my belly, is it not the core that maintains a Titan's life and divinity?
So you're going to hand the core flame over to us? Just like...
Just so. How about it? Let's hear some groveling gratitude, huh?
Why? In the myths, Zagreus was the most cowardly and shameful of the Titans.
Hey, stop slandering me with those fabricated tales. My pursuits are far greater than one measly life. Let me tell you then, my lifelong ambition was to work with Cypher to conjure the greatest trick in the world. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities, and no matter how one looks at it, 99 1,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. But with an exquisitely brilliant scheme, we fooled all the fools, villains, and disasters of this world and achieved that 1 in 100 million possibility. This is the miracle I wish to achieve in my life's pursuit, even at the cost of turning into this. Take the core flame with you, Brett. Go finish your mission. Remember this well. What saved Amphorius wasn't the grace of that simpleton Kefali, nor was it the babbling of that child Oryx. It was the divine power of me, scorned by all, and the millennium-long lie of a cat-eared thief.
Strife, death, trickery. So those signs deemed as harbingers of calamity will also leave behind marks in the tale of deliverance.
With this, the final core flame can be returned to its rightful place. The spirit water in the holy city has all dried up. We can try to break the sealing magic of Fagusa's priests and use the Century Gate to send you into the vortex of Genesis. But that will likely exhaust any remaining power of Yanis that we have. After that, the rest is up to you, Snowy.
Farewells. I've almost grown numb to them at this point. Right now, I can't even utter a plain goodbye.
Snowy.
Don't worry, Trina. I'm no longer the empty shell that Aglaya brought back to Okhema. For every companion who couldn't reach the end, their conviction to save the world became a part of me, piecing together the soul I once lost. I lost my home village, but you, Aglaya, and everyone else created a second home for me. Now that this home is also in danger, it is my turn to repay your kindness and create a new world that can carry everyone's wishes. I hope that in that new world, a new sun will rise, bringing one dawn after another to all.
Snowy, you've grown into the person Aggie always dreamed of. Indeed, we don't need to say goodbye here, because even without the prophecy, we have the confidence to say you will become that rising sun. And all of us will see each other again tomorrow. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is destiny.
Become the dawn, deliver.
Burning skies, shattered statues, corpses strewn everywhere. What a mess. If this is what the inside of Amphorius looks like, it's truly shocking. To be honest, I was initially skeptical, but right now, I'm starting to see your point. Screwy.
If that's the case, Herta, do you now have enough reason to believe my conjecture about the true nature of Amphorius?
Let's not expand on that topic just yet. That Intellitron, Lygus, was it? He's not completely dead. That was probably a fake body. Something behind it is still defying us.
I must admit, even if both of us worked together, it wouldn't be a simple task piercing through its defenses. For now, we can only observe this world as bystanders.
I knew we should have brought Stephen along. No wonder the Garden of Recollection wants to work with the Astral Express. Without the power of the Trailblaze, it'd be impossible to unearth this place's secrets. But in the end, the garden emerged unscathed, and it was the Nameless who got burnt. Curiosity definitely killed Aki. That big guy over there, the black ball spewing meteors, you think it's got anything to do with the Lord Ravager?
Alas, without sufficient computational power in the stream projection, I am unable to analyze the path energy. Suggestion. The immediate priority now is to find the whereabouts of the two Nameless. Research priority on the destruction can be lowered. Every second counts before that Intellitron's preventative measures kick in.
All right. Stop making a fuss. How many times have we collaborated, and when did it ever not end in a perfect outcome? Why not add another mission objective while we're at it? The card-playing Memo Keeper told me that the frozen Trailblazer girl might just also be trapped inside Amphorius.
If time allows, I will also investigate March 7th's whereabouts. Herta, do you hear that? A wave of desperate cries from the heart of the mountain city. The lives there are undergoing intense suffering. Conclusion. The butterfly has already flapped its wings, and an impending storm closes in. The Nameless are important allies, and you and I have matters to attend to, Herta. I beseech you. In moments when a choice needs to be made, one must not be distracted due to personal interests.
Of course I know that. Fate really is a game of dice screwing. Who'd have thought that thing once sowed chaos across the cosmos, causing the Intelligentsia Guild to splinter and disintegrate? It wasn't until I cracked the solitary waves theory that its lingering effects were put to an end. Yet, in a forgotten corner of the cosmos, one slipped through the net and remained operational. And it was this machine that eventually became the cradle for the birth of a certain Lord Ravager. The source of Amphorius' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
This is what the world looked like originally. And what are you doing here? Answer my question, Lycus.
Ah, another hero has arrived at the vortex. I can no longer remember how many times this has happened. The author of each epic, as the prophecy has foretold, stays their pen at this point. Just like each cycle of the extrapolation, in accordance to their primordial design, ends here. No need to panic, Lord Phainon. I stepped into this space purely for one purpose: to witness the prophecy's miracle of Genesis.
You've never expressed interest in the Flame Chase journey. When my companions and I ran, bled, and sacrificed for the core flames, you never so much as lifted a finger. An indifferent observer. An anti-Catharan who's neutral till the end. Why would you suddenly express concern for the Chrysos heir's mission?
When that lone swordmaster left everything behind, plunging into a sea of madness, I was on the shore, listening. When that mighty lord shed his armor, filling the crevices of the earth with his iron bones, I was on the mountaintop, gazing down. Across 1,000 years of the flame chase journey, I have witnessed the ardor, resolve, division, and unity of the Chrysos heirs with mine own eyes. Just as you were all born to shoulder the guidance of the prophecy, I too have bathed in the gaze of distant stars, have seen the deepest, darkest of destinies. I will become the most loyal reader of the epics, a spectator voraciously consuming the valorous deeds of you heroes.
The gaze of distant stars.
One day you will understand, but not now. At this moment, please disregard this observer and finish what you must, Lord Phainon.
I once believed that as long as I chased the flames relentlessly, the fog before me would clear, and fate would reveal its truest form. But along the way, they, all who passed, never once received the justice promised by the prophecy.
I have perceived. Outside the vortex, the world is collapsing, and the children of humanity are crying. But you, Lord Phainon, will bury the old world with that core flame, bringing all things into a gray unknown.
It doesn't matter. This cruel flame chase journey has made me abandon my fantasies. The future is not a paradise with a gentle west wind, waiting for us to step in. If what lies ahead is a mass of chaos, I will tear it apart. Then usher in the first ray of blazing sunlight.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. Yet this time, will an epic with endless cycles.
Is it you?
Turn a new page.
Of course. This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
It's still early. Where to now? It's still early. Where to now?
Pour me a cup. The sea is right here.
But being able to see everything is the same as seeing nothing.
I heard...
Teacher, I had a dream.
The dawn device is always glittering, and birds are always chittering. You are aware of everyone's fate, yet never speak of your own future.
There's only one future for silken threads. That is, to weave magnificent clothes for others. The one that wears this elegant attire in the future must bear the weight of the silk threads.
In Dolos's suburbs, in a tiny weaving workshop, the silk-weaving old woman busies herself within as her smart child wanders outside on a whim. The silk pours from the loom, some bright as the dawn, some dark as the night. The woman had lived her whole life in poverty, yet through her business, she never deceives.
Good child, listen to me. Never lie and speak deceit, for people like you only do to honesty.
The girl smiles and nods, but her heart is drawn to the boundless desires of the bustling streets. And the grandmother is unaware that her handmade white dress has been stained by the mud of conceit.
Madam, what is a bundle of white silk's price?
Sir, only 2,000 balance coins.
An honest price tag can only meager profit obtain.
If we keep selling cloth like this, we'll stay poor for the rest of our lives.
The girl complains to her grandmother while sprouting countless plots and petty tricks. The woman smiles and does not reply, only weaving with night-shaded silk a suave, hooded robe for her little spark.
Why don't you take some of our goods and go into the city tomorrow to try out those pranks?
The mesmerizing moneyed charm of Dolos City turns minds and tongues into a whirlwind of confusion. Even the girl who prided herself on sharp ears and a clever tongue could not contend with the myriad of shifting faces before her. She returns penniless and furiously seethes.
I vow to the god of thieves that I will eventually empty those people's pockets.
Smiling, her grandmother stops her silk work and offers some dinner with humble dish.
Silly child, don't let Titans hear such vows and promises.
Yet when the moon rises, a magnificent pin graces the old lady's pale locks. The girl smiles at the old woman, now stunned in shock.
I actually did return with some catch.
The brilliance adorning her white hair drew all eyes, and its proud original owner arrived to stake their claim. The bet that the girl won with a brilliant trick is described as a thief's loot through lying schemes. The old woman, in her panic, shouldered the blame, confirming a sin that was but a fabrication.
By Dolos's laws, we must also execute all her family!
To protect the girl, the old woman reveals the final secret unseen.
She's not my family, but just an orphan picked from the street on a whim.
People thought this to be a lie, but the girl knows her grandmother cannot deceive, just like how she always glossed over questions about parents and kin.
Your parents went to a city-state far away.
The girl never bothered to unravel the threadbare lie.
Stop! Stop right there, you thief!
Run! Run as fast as you can! Cyphera!
The lies overthrow the shop and tear apart the good woman's good name, leaving the girl with guilt and grief. The hearth of her home was a lie, doused by another conceit. But if her sleight of hand had better skill, would it have made that fire burn forever? The girl pulls down the hood and sinks into the starless dark.
I vow to the god of thieves.
And from that day, she never left empty-handed, her words woven with deceit. However, back then the girl did not realize that the people did not covet one simple pin, but the golden blood flowing beneath her skin. This world may contain thousands of ills, but the number of sufferers is countless, like ocean-going sails. The father and daughter who inherited the sky wander this land's paths, and throughout the cities, they heal the unwell.
Heirs of the sky who once reveled in martial might, why do you now soothe the world's blistering blight?
The doctor responds with a smile as he cures the injury's agony.
Father, why did our ancestors revel in warlike might?
Because they only have a sorrowful past of lamenting wails.
Then why are we here, soothing the blight?
Because we have a future that needs protection still.
The priest who parts dusk from dawn collapsed the sky and sealed her wings, and dwells in a place where time itself mends, bearing the promise to return to the zenith supreme.
This is the Twilight Courtyard's story.
And the father tells his daughter the tale of their line, next to the bonfire lit in the wilderness where winds pine. Though he had told this story many times before, a light in the girl's eyes still shines.
Maybe I will return to the sky one day.
Or maybe that is not to be your fate.
The blessings of the sky were passed down through generations of their heirs. The brawn of the Titan who molded stars granted a boon fitting and fair. Perhaps the girl with heroic blood in her veins will be accompanied by thunderbolts and the sun's merciless glare. Childishly, she recited the words,
"O sky, heed my wishes."
And thunder and heat did not descend. She only saw a sliver of gentle, warm flare, wiping away mortal exhaustion and others' tired airs. What a gentle blessing. All said that she must be a savior saint, bringing light to the land, even if faint. But where the girl's eyes often gazed was the wine-dark sky, gloomy and bleak.
The god is also sick.
That grand longing to save the world may be no more than the girl's feeble dream. But her father treated it as his greatest treasure, taught her all the ways of potions and creams. That girl therefore always accompanied the gentle master of healing and repair. And she brought glowing faint light to the night, dispelling pains and mending the world's pitchy blight. Father and daughter often rested in the silent courtyard under the giant tree. Yet today, at that place, only one solitary figure can be seen. On that night, the healer spoke to a visitor throughout the night. On that morning, he bid farewell to his daughter for the first time. He will heal the ill at a faraway place where the end of days approaches and no family of his should follow.
You have learned the craft of healing and understood the blessing, but a light more radiant still is needed to heal the entire world.
The departed healer never returned, and the girl never left. And that rather lonely courtyard stayed silent as it was before.
are no swords here, only farming tools.
Facing the ambitious boy, the shopkeeper kindly explained.
Even a rake would do. Let its worth be judged by the verses I etch upon the earth with it.
Many days later, the wounded child stood upon the scorched earth, and silently he buried the ruined tool. For that was his first sword. And on the day that the black tide came, he broke the shackles of fate with that weapon true.
Let go of my beard, you white-haired rascal!
No!
Fine! You win, okay?
That was the first victory claimed by the boy, a victory often mentioned in later years, and yet he never treated it with shame.
I understood something thanks to his beard.
The others hold their breath, waiting for his thoughts, but he only gives out one response.
The victor must stay focused, and success will come when you work on nothing else.
Those words became the foundation of his existence.
Knowledge is also a power used to smite.
While studying at the Grove of Epiphany, he etched this into his heart. So he devoured thousands of books, skimming through to glean the martial powers of might. But unenlightened wisdom is merely dust, and when the next calamity approaches, all he recalled is flight. Thus, his books are always worn into shreds, for each book was read endlessly till he remembered every detail slight. When first arriving at the holy city, he was no more skilled than a soldier, except his ambition.
Even the deliverer from the sky must have their beginnings in the soil of the nations.
The elders in the holy city scorned, casting him into barracks in derision. But none expected this new recruit of unknown history made his name in one mission. Some asked him, which teacher caused such improvement? He answers with countless names, including the Inquirer's own.
Only one who treats the world as their teacher can bear its eventual destiny.
Those with golden blood are bound to succeed.
The golden heroes are born as gods, beloved.
Such words echo in the man's mind. Yet he knows glory is not where the journey begins. He misses the buried rake, worshipped the enemy with the long beard, mended his tattered books, and polished the barracks' dust-covered gear.
What forges a hero is not destiny from above, but the long journey that follows.
Now he stands here and looks back, and his past twists into a winding path. The long road to the sky stretches ahead. And towards the blazing white sun, he pens down Deliverance's name.
How can mere mortals defy the gods?
I worry. How can mortal bodies reforge the world anew?
I suspect that the prophecy is simply a rumor.
Hearken to the sounds that the doors whisper. Overthrow the gods, it declared.
Teacher, do not hesitate. The world still walks on the path you indicate.
Restore the core flames, it declared.
Stop! We only wish to live life as it is. No more.
Cease. Our achievements already stand tall.
Rest up! We only wish to live in peace and prosperity.
Please, be not afraid. We will definitely bring you to a new home. Lady Treeby, Lady Trianne, please, don't cry.
Do not worry. We trust you always.
Bear the divine authority, it declared. Quiet Trinan has little to say. Lively Trianne loves to play. And well-behaved Treeby roams around all day. Forge miracles, it declared.
On the day that the grove fell, he accepted his defeat and demise, as if embracing truth and heresy.
Believe in Titans, and you'll have a happy death. Deny the Titans, and you'll have a fulfilling death.
Yet, as the lightened soul bids farewell to its heavy shell, a Titan made an untimely call.
Do not be startled, child of humanity. You have a final query in this world.
You finally came.
He does not seem shocked and lets the core flame take over his shell.
Be more punctual next time, if you will.
Upon his first meeting with the Titan, the blasphemer is already on his best behavior. And towards the suggestion to reforge his body, he paid no mind.
I have so kindly offered you the best body. So why do you insist upon your mortal imperfection?
The scholar replies in candor.
Only by retaining the various flaws can my humanity be preserved in rigor.
His form remains in the mortal realm, while his spirit walks the river of souls' shores. Between life and death, he fatigues. Dwelling in the child of humankind's thoughts and senses, the Titan cannot bear to remain a mere spectator.
Why not ask me your questions, child of humanity? I am rich in wisdom, and shall speak with no ambiguity.
As though an unspoken pact, the scholar asked the god about all things, feigning a humble quest for knowledge.
Do you treat me just as a way to answer questions? A mere machine?
The Titan got what they asked for.
You should thank me, for good questions are rarer than good answers.
Compared to the joy of a new life, the scholarly breakthrough carried home alongside death filled the scholar's heart with more fervor. He returned to the Scourged Grove many times, and the black tide followed. Despite his defeats, he never sought help or permission. But at every desperate moment, the Titan would eventually take over one half of his body. The union of man and god, a flawed and clumsy choreography. It happened but once, a perfect harmony. One man, one god, speaking in one breath.
Stop stepping forward at the same time as me.
The Titan once revealed the secrets of mixing life, a boon, seemingly a blessing, but full of malice.
What a tempting bait. But that's not my desired chalice.
Divine power is within his reach, but the scholar is not moved by that essence. This long and abnormal temptation is also a trial of elevation, for the sage can achieve all things, but shortcuts alone he abhors with silence.
Teacher, in this tumultuous world, have you thought about your will?
It was just a joke, but the scholar, still at the grove, answered with extreme caution. He has much to say about his posthumous affairs, exhausting all, fearing the smallest omission.
Teacher, could it be that you fear death?
The assistant asks in concern. It was a question needed, yet he gave no direct reply.
Philosophy is the inquiry into death, and I have always considered myself a philosopher.
The assistant recounts all of the scholar's final wishes, each mighty as a mountain, asking what seemed impossible.
The tombstone must be made of my treasured rare stones, carved with Dromus patterns.
But that stone is a miracle of alchemy, tough beyond measure. No chisel could have shaken.
That's also his plan.
The assistant softly reveals the hidden plot.
He hopes that instead of shedding tears over his death, we will find it in us to smile, even in a moment of sorrow.
It's rumored that in the depths of the grove, the scholar left a teaching ingenium, imitating himself to the utmost detail.
Go back. The living have not exhausted their thoughts. Go back. The dead have no desire to teach their works.
The ingenium's words are cold and detached, like the deceased man himself.
But if you have no one to talk to, fine. You can sit and converse.
Now, the grove is no longer bustling, and the scholar has returned to dust. Thus, few in this world now know how he was also troubled by solitude in life. Someone once suggested,
perhaps your ambition should also find its place among your final wishes.
pointless notion.
He dismissed in derision.
Unveiling the countenance of the gods is a task for the living.
Perhaps that is his haughty position. Such a melancholy topic, yet he insists on feigning a twist, avoiding it altogether. Perhaps these chapters should not be retained. Most are from the scholar's handwritten drafts, shown without his permission. Yet there seems to be a voice there in remonstration.
It's just the past. What harm is there in revelation?
Even in passing, his hubris still resounds in reverberation.
The smaller a thing is, the more it shows its weight. The more foolish my name is, the more glory my achievements will be in comparison.
If every single scar equals a coin, then the girl always pursued would be worth her weight in gold. Deception, theft, and night heists. But her nerves failed her when it mattered most. The girl clutches meager loot to her chest and escapes, muttering curses, bearing her pain.
We're head on. I definitely win next time.
She always longs for the coin of whimsy's blessing and creed. Yet the coin in the air always suddenly disappears, as if in reply from the trickery titan. Day and night flow, and the thief's star makes circles across the sky, while time molds the girl into an adult. The cloak once used to conceal her entire body now only suffices as a hood that barely covers her fringe.
No matter. These days, I have no need to hide.
With a confident stride and a silver tongue, her perfected fraud thieving every opportunity as a result. And at curtain fall hour, those treasure-seeking steps fade into the moonlight. When she appears again, her arms are laden with money's weight. What is the art of thieving?
Stealing from the poor. Not enough loot. Stealing from the rich. That's a boring task to boot.
The girl narrows her eyes of greed towards those called the Chrysos heirs. The golden vines of the sages' homes, the sacred carcass of the deathward realm, the divine lyre, the seashore's pearl, and the crystal chalice of the thousand gates. The girl knows not the treasure's origins, only that they are all valuable beyond measure.
To have something priceless is the true art of thieving.
A pity the deceits are all eventually revealed, and the thief meets a rare defeat. A golden thread discerns her meticulous disguise, and the heroes hold down her third hand to imprison in this thief star made of human feet.
I take defeat with my head held high. Spare me your sympathy.
She frankly faces the accusations, knowing that escaping would be nothing more than child's play. So the Chrysos heir outside the cage smiles sweet.
Would you like to see my most precious?
A treasure bride?
It is a dress, like the beauty god Nestia's divine body. More blinding than the sun, rivaling the moon in its glory.
It is woven by divine threads. It captivates even the gods. But all the lies and deceit are revealed under the golden thread's query.
The world-famous thief is stirred by such grand words into a flurry.
Then just you watch. This wondrous dress will forever remain in my own gallery.
The two girls frolicked in the wheat fields, fleet as doe deer, making ripples in the shallow puddles and pools clear. As dusk approaches, the exhausted girls collapse over the wheat heaps, talking about their longings and dreams of literature, love, and a journey through a world dear.
Oh, Sky, slow your closing gaze. How I want to keep this moment in my hands forevermore.
On that day, the breeze was warm and gentle. At that time, death was soft and fair. The broken-winged butterfly falls by the window, bringing with it a scent of melancholy. The girl looks outside. The golden wheat fields rolled endlessly, stretching to the horizon. Holding to the chair, she tries to stand, only to find her legs trembling and feeble.
Don't worry, Pelixia.
Her older sister whispers beside her ear, and on her sister's shoulder, the girl weeps mournfully. And time thus becomes silent, painted with sighs only. When hearing the healer's diagnosis, the girl remained deathly still. Her eyes were already drained of tears, and her heart a wilted grave.
Every time she has something on her mind, she would tilt her head and look outside.
Her sister follows her gaze, seeing a barren field turned by wind into a desolate gray expanse. Till one day, when the girl looks outside, she sees a dash of dark blue, most brave.
It's a flower my sister planted.
Like the torrential river of life, it pours into the depths of her heart. The flower is called Antilla. Even in the Netherland, it's rumored to thrive.
You are the quiet in my heart, amidst the chaotic choreography.
That seems to be its floriography. When the days are warm, the sister would take the girl on long journeys through the flower fields, gazing upon rivers, napping amongst the grove, a discussion hardy.
After I die, I want to become an Antilla flower and become the quietness in your soul.
A thoughtless word from the girl gains her a wrapping on her forehead most dainty.
Do not speak of dusk when you have yet to see the dawn.
Dew drops from the petals as wind pulls on the leaves, and the two of them sit in quietude. The girl asks for the means to tend to the garden, and while her sister sounds concerned, her heart is relieved. But the concern is well-founded. The girl tripped and fell into a mire. She gazed directly into the eyes of death in that dark pool, bottom unperceived.
I've been the weight upon my sister's wings. Let this be where it all comes to rest.
The girl gives up her struggles, only to see a figure pierce through the water's surface.
I won't allow you to walk through the dusk alone, or enter the night of no reprieve.
Her sister sobs without end, and the girl has to gently hug her and softly relieve. And then, this distant memory turns bleary, difficult to retrieve. The river of souls flows to the other side, wrapped in the land's night. Broad, slow, an eternal and silent sight. It belongs to all in this world that has life, all of which flows downstream, converging as one. The master of the nether realm, Thanatos, enshrouds himself and the souls within the moon cocoon. The dragon, born from the cocoon, carries a girl, soaring upstream the river of souls, defying its eternal flow. Their connection flows tighter than blood, and the key that opens the netherworld's gates is the sisters' selfish plight. Back then, the boreal winds cut through to the bone. Back then, death was a bitter and stabbing fright. In the netherrealm, without an earth or sky, a flower named Antilla blooms, its beauty witnessed by but one soul.
You are the quiet in my heart, amidst the chaotic choreography.
The younger sister scores through the blooming Antilla fields, never finding that promised dark blue sprig. She silently made up her mind.
Death, leave all your dark nights to me, and save the dawns for her.
The younger sister gazes at the moon cocoon high above and plans a trip to the mortal realm, a distant flurry. A bard once sung to musical notes.
Do not turn back. Oh, do not turn back. The long hand of shadow will retain the dead behind their gates.
The giant dragon born from the moon cocoon willingly offered itself as the enduring barge of the river of souls.
No need to turn back. Oh, no need to turn back. That price had long been paid for you by someone else.
The dragon lowers its long neck and places the girl on its back. In slumber, she will unknowingly greet the dawn of her rebirth. The dragon flaps its wings in the chilly gloom of the floating dead upstream, ferrying from purity into grime, going from silence to roaring boom. The souls of countless poets flounder past, their distant rhymes endless like foams.
Do not turn back, for to look toward the land of mortals is in itself turning back.
In this pale dawn, the sun's first rays light the night ablaze. So the dragon crosses the sea of souls onto the shores of life and strands itself in the gleam. We know not where these stories arise. They are scattered across the shallows with the waves. The confession the girl made before her departure still echoes in the tide's heaves.
If there is anything for me to leave behind, may it find a soul to remember. This is the ode of my life, and I've already penned my last stroke.
As always, to perceive the man's fury, one must do so 7,000 paces away. The Kremnos he guards is once again shrouded by mist. Rust, blood, and fire are the ceremonial ode to the demigod. There is no one to witness or to give cheers of glory. The final Kremnos festival goes on without end. The victor shall embrace death and silence, and his glory will only be remembered by the defeated array. For that man, laws and seals no longer have meaning. War and battle never cease for a single minute, each passing day indistinguishable, morning and night entwined. The corpses pile up, filling ravines, forming mountains strong. He carved time with peak's edge and counted the fleeting years by fires of war. Sometimes the lion would climb to the hilltop to look down on the world and search for friends in longing. The distant heavens and earth stretched vast and boundless, but their endlessness felt ever more remote. Like Nikador, he cannot escape madness's clutches. Guarding the city alone and embroiled in war, the murmurs of the black tide constantly sound in his ears. Yet a flame soars up his chest every moment, casting light upon the indomitable path behind him. Memories seal the echoes of the past as the man strides into battle, fists clenched fast. He is the wound this world must bear, the new king before whom old gods despair. As stated in Idonia's poems, humans are born with eyes closed to accustom to this world's light, and their sight fades in old age to reacquaint with night's anthems. But the man did not bow to the decay of time, rejecting the lure of death's call. With each return from the brink of death, his eyes burn with fury, fixed upon his foes, until everything suddenly faded away, like a surging black tide swallowing all into nothingness. The world dissipates in the roiling black tide's requiem. Even the lion will one day die, a departure with no way back. With a sudden fall, his pierced chest hits the ground, and slowly flowing into the underworld is his golden blood, departing his system. But that gaze, fierce as flame, never dimmed, not even in death, looking beyond those flame-seeking figures reaching far toward the endless horizon. In the morrow sky, the stars will chant, "The lone king of Kremnos is called mighty. His journey was one of ceaseless, eternal warfare, and behind him, he left a world ablaze with glory."
A good student who often did stupid things,
was the assessment from the Lotophagist sage.
An excellent healer who fails at all scholarly means,
was the assessment from the Nodist sage.
A shining child who also burns away her own life's rays,
was the assessment from the Erythrocaramist sage.
A fool who was always wreathed in smiles, while drowning in a weighty and pitiful dream.
Was the assessment from the new sporist sage. The girl had visited all the schools during her time studying in the Grove. She refused to become a scholar, despite her exemplary grades.
Instead of increasing this world's knowledge, I prefer to reduce its pain.
While the sages faced her words in silence, the new sporist sage alone decided to hire her as assistant post-haste.
An apprentice who spends wisdom is more precious than scholars who hide knowledge away.
The faded twilight courtyard, long eroded by time, now shelters a girl, the sole heir of her lineage. Loneliness accompanied her days, till the sage of the Caprices visited her and brought her a chromatic pony with a grin.
It may be the Eye of Twilight's creation in times gone by, for it shines with the sky's rainbow hues within.
Could it be the warlike winged beast of her father's tales? But the sleepy and dreary-eyed pony before her was soft as freshest plucked cotton. The girl still took this gift, for from the little creature she smelled the scent of clouds distant.
If it weren't for her, I would have suffered more accusations.
The new sporism sage says in admission. The scholars coming to deliver arguments and reproach often stopped before the door, not coming to fruition. For the girl before the door soothed their blazing anger like the soft clouds, gentleness in cumulation.
Do you know what sacrileges he has committed?
The girl muddles her answers, yet her heart knows in full admission.
Like you and me, he too wishes to heal all of this world's afflictions.
The girl treated ailments for many years in the Grove, composing her medical treatises into tomes. When scholars seek medical help, she realizes with a startle that kindness too can grow into its own bloom. By that time, the twilight already lost their eyes, and the world drowns in evernight, while the girl and the healer again traverse the world in gloom. Seeing the golden thread and ivy in the night, though it has been long since she recalled her past, she once again thinks of her childhood dream.
Should the sun be dimmed by destiny's decree, then the dawn that heals the world I shall replace.